Welcome to Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
You betcha, folks, and welcome to another great big Brush Creek Follies show out here at Ivanhoe Temple. And tonight, it's the Irishman's night to really step out and have a big time because it's St. Patrick's Day, and everyone down here has really been enjoying themselves with good old Irish tunes. Everybody's wearing green hats, and the Shamrocks are really showing up around here in the stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you your master of ceremonies for the next half hour, an Irishman himself, Hiram Mortimer Higsby.
Oh, Mrs. Murphy gave a party about a week ago. Now everything was plentiful. The Murphys are not slow. We treated them like Irishmen. We tried to act the same. Only for what happened, it was an awful shame. Mrs. Murphy dished the chowder out and fainted on the spot. She found a pair of overalls in the bottom of the pot. Tim Nolan, he got rippin' mad. His eyes were bulging out. He hops up on the piano and loudly he did shout, "Who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder?" Nobody spoke. So we shouted all the louder, "That's an Irish trick, it's true. But I can lick the micket through, yes, I can lick the micket through the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder." We pulled the pans from out the soup and laid them on the floor. Now each man swore up on his life he'd never seen them before. They were plastered up with mortar and were baggy at the knees. They had their many ups and downs as plainly you could see. When Mrs. Murphy, she came to, she began to cry and pout. She'd put 'em in the wash that day and forgot to take 'em out. Tim Nolan, he excused himself for what he'd said that night. So we put music to the words and sang with all our might. Hey, who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder? Nobody spoke. So we shouted all the louder, "That's an Irish trick, it's true. But I can lick the micket through, yes, I can lick the micket through the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder." Hey! All right, well said. Here we are. Thank you, neighbors. Thanks a whole lot. Here we are celebrating St. Patrick's Night. We had a grand opening a while ago, and now here we are on the air. We got a nice, great big crowd of Irish here in the Ivanhoe Temple tonight. And I'm going to have them to show the folks out there on the air that they're really here. So come on, you Irishmen. When I count three, really make the noise. 1, 2, 3, come on, Irish. Let them have it, huh? Well, there you are. So you can plainly see, neighbors are all in here. A lot of fun, and we're going to have a great time. And now, here's four fellas that hasn't been with us the last 2 or 3 Saturday nights. Yes, sir, these four fellas took a vacation, but they're back, and let's give them a nice, great, big welcome. Your good friends, the Rhythm Riders. Sheriff, fellas. Yes, sir, and they're going to start off their part of this Irish program with a little tune here entitled "Mama Don't Like No Music Around Here." All right, fellas, let them have it.
Well, Mama don't like no music played in here. Mama don't like no music played in here. We don't care what Mama don't like, we're gonna play some music anyhow. Mama don't like no music played in here. Mama don't like no guitar played in here. Mama don't like no guitar played in here. Now we don't care what Mama don't like, Val's gonna play that guitar anyhow. Put it in there, boy. Mama don't like no bass fiddle played in here. Mama don't like no bass fiddle played in here. We don't care what Mama don't allow. Smitty's gonna slap that bass anyhow. Slap it down, boy. Slap it down. Mama don't allow no clarinet played in here.
Mama don't like no clarinet played in here. Now I don't care what Mama don't allow. Mr. Benny Goodman taught me how. Folks, funny thing about a clarinet, all those high tones, when I first started playing it, I thought you had to blow into it real loud to produce its shrill tones. Well, about 2 weeks I played the thing, I blew into it so loud that I got a very sore throat. I could hardly talk above a whisper, so I got sort of uneasy about it, and I went to see a doctor. I knocked on the office door, and a real pretty nurse opened the door, and I says, "Is the doctor home?" She says, "No, come on in." I would like to explain how I played the clarinet. I bought it on the installment plan, you know, down to one of the stores here. And I went in and I only had $1 to pay down on it. And the man says, "Well, I think we can fix you up." So I paid my $1 down, took the clarinet home, started practicing on it. And a month went by and I had an awful time getting that payment together. So pretty soon the finance man had to come out and he says, "Ray, I'm going to have to take your clarinet back." He says, "You've left some time go and you haven't made a payment on your clarinet." I said, "Well, time's kind of tough. Can't you just take part of the clarinet back?" He kind of said that'd be all right. So I let him have this bottom part. I didn't think I'd need it and went ahead practicing. Well, I thought I was pretty smart, and I just let another month go by. You know how folks will do. Finance man came out the second month, and he made quite a dent in my clarinet. He had to take most half of it. Well, to make a long story short, by the time the summer was over, the man had his clarinet back, and I had my $1 investment, this little whistle there.
Yes, sirree. Well, that was the Rhythm Riders, doggone it. You know when they're back, a lot of pep starts, no fooling. Well, sir, friends, we want you to let down your hair and get going tonight because I'm telling you, the Irish are here and we're celebrating. And I don't know of a better way to do it than to bring a son of Aaron out here right now and have him to come out and do a little real honest-to-goodness Irish singing. He's been with us a couple of Saturday nights, and this should be his night. He's going to come out here in the height of his glory, sing a beautiful old number for you. And let's give him a nice, great big welcome, because here he comes, Howard Green. Come on out, Howard. Meet folks, will you?
Thank you very much. Thank you all. I'd like to sing an old Irish number which I believe is the most popular of all Irish songs of the day. I'll take thee home again, Kathleen. Handy? I'll take you home again, Kathleen, across the ocean wild and wide, to where your heart has ever been, since first you were my bonny bride. The roses all have left your cheek. I've watched them fade away and die. Your voice is soft whene'er you speak, and tears bedim your loving eye. Oh, I will take you back Kathleen, to where your heart will feel no pain, and when the fields are fresh and green, I'll take you to your home again.
Well, thank you, Howard Green. Come here, Howard, take it out, folks, will you? Well, surely. Howard's getting set with the boys over at the piano. He'll give you another tune here in just a minute. Yes, sir. All right, Howard.
How about you walk by in 5 flats? It's dark in here, isn't it? You walked by, enchanting as a dream. You walked by, and dim the sunlight's gleams. You speak words and shame the birds that sing. Your voice is sweeter than the touch of spring. You walk by, and children pause at play. You walk by, December seems like May. Heaven is right here and not above. When you walk by my
All right, thank you, Howard Green. Yes, sir, the folks really like to hear Howard sing. No fooling. We all do. Well, sir, I don't know, but what it's just about time for us now to, well, sort of meet a fella that regardless what the night is, what the occasion may be, he always gets himself set for it. Yes, sir, he has more fun, I think, than any 3 people on this show or any 3 people out there in the audience. And he's a carrying on tonight, boy, just come back from a vacation, so he really is feeling good. Let's give him a nice, great big welcome as he celebrates St. Patrick's Night tonight. George Washington White, our handyman. Come on, George. Oh, man, he comes out here dressed in green, all the way over. Green shirt, green tie, green suit. A straw hat with a... Wait a minute, now, George. Now, wait a minute. Take it easy. Now, wait a minute. George, will you stop it a minute? I mean, I stand here every Saturday night and I tell the folks how happy-go-lucky you are, and as sure as I do, you come out from that wing over there and you're a sniffling and a snorting around. Now, what's the matter with you? Look at you.
Ain't you here?
No, I ain't here. I don't know. But I do know one thing, and this is no time for you to act like that. What's the matter? Did you have some accident or something? Did you get hit by a car?
Oh, I ain't got to hit by no car.
You didn't get hit by no car. Well, maybe it was a truck.
Worse than that.
Worse than a truck, huh? All right, what happened to you? Let's get it.
I was standing out there on the corner.
This is awful.
Just standing out there on the corner.
Yeah?
Up walked a great big old Irishman. Bop, he hit me right in the nose.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah,
George, wait a minute. Now,
and
wait.
I was just standing there singing.
All right, now, wait a minute. Now, George, quiet down just a minute.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you can't make me believe that you're standing out on the corner there
Yes.
doing nothing, only
Doing
just
nothing.
singing,
That's all.
and an Irishman comes up
He
and hits you.
walked
An
up-
Irishman will not start trouble. He'll
Don't make
finish
it
it, but
ever.
he won't start it.
He walked right up and bang, he took me.
Oh,
and
I
I
don't
was
believe-
just a singing.
I
That's
don't
all
believe
in the world I was
I
doing.
don't
this time.
believe it, George. Look.
That's a fact.
All right. You say you're standing
Yes,
on the
sir.
corner.
Standing on
You're
the
not
corner.
doing a thing. You're
Not
just
doing a
singing.
thing.
This
Just
Irishman
singing.
comes up and hits you.
Yes, sir.
All right. What was you singing?
I must be heaven cause my mother come from there.
I don't believe
And he hit me.
I don't know. He did.
Yeah.
All right, now wait a minute. I don't want to do this to you, George.
Yes.
I really don't. You just come back from vacation, all but doggone it, you're getting worse every day.
What's the matter?
Well, now, look. Used to, 2 or 3 years ago, I could trust you.
Yes, sir.
I could trust you with anything.
Yes, sir.
You're getting so I can't trust you now, George, and I hate to say it because it's
What?
embarrassing to say that in front of these nice folks.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? You know what's the matter.
What?
You was over to my house last night at the party, wasn't
Yes,
you?
yes, yes,
All
I'm
right. At about the end of the party, I gave you the keys to my car.
Yes, sir.
And I gave you my car, and I told you to take those 3 Irish friends of mine home,
Yeah,
didn't I?
yes, sir.
All right, and you left, and you wasn't gone 3 minutes till you was back again. Can't
Yes, sir.
trust you anymore,
Yeah,
George.
yeah, but Mr. Hiram, they live so far apart out there, and they were so inebriated. They were so drunk they couldn't talk.
Yeah, all right. Now, wait a minute. Wait a
Yes.
minute. I knew that when I gave you the car.
Yes, sir.
And I knew that when I told you to take them home. But
Yes,
I
sir.
fixed it up for you.
Yes, sir.
I took them out there and I put them in the back seat. And I put them in there in rotation. I told you, I said, the man on the right goes to 40th Street.
Yes.
The man in the middle goes to 50th Street.
Yes,
and
sir.
the man on the left goes to 70th Street.
Yes.
You hadn't had any trouble.
Yeah, but Mr. Hiram, see, we just started out there. We hit a great big bump.
Yeah.
Got them all mixed up and had to come back and sort them out.
Oh,
again.
get on out here. Cut it out. What are you doing? Oh, well, you can look for it most any time. Yes, sir. That was good old George Washington White Handyman. Well, how you folks doing out here tonight? You doing all right, huh? Well, I know you're going to be doing all right. I'm going to introduce another good Irishman to you here now and have him sing a song for you. None other than our smiling cowboy friend, Colorado Pete. Come on up here, Pete, and sing with the folks, will you? Yes, sirree. Pete's singing a little tune here entitled The Little Girl Dressed in Blue.
I fell in love with a pretty little girl, her name I do not know. I meet her in the evening wherever I may go. She wears a white lace handkerchief, it's marked with a T and U. I'll know her when I see her, that little girl dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do if I can't find the pretty little girl that I saw dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do if I can't find the pretty little girl that I saw dressed in blue. I met her on the street one day, she looked at me so shy, and when my horses saw her, they both began to fly. They ripped and reared and tossed and scared, and down the street they flew, until I passed the pretty little girl that I saw dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do if I can't find the pretty little girl that I saw dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do. I'll lose my mind if I can't find the little girl dressed in blue. If I can find out where she lives, where she does belong, I'll tell to her my story, the burden of my song. But if I cannot find her, my heart will break in two, and I shall die and bid farewell to the little girl dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do if I can't find the pretty little girl that I saw dressed in blue. It's almost driving me crazy, I don't know what I'll do. I'll lose my mind if I can't find the little girl dressed in blue. Oh, the oh, the low, the lady, oh, the lady, oh, the oh, the low, the lady, oh, the lady, oh, the lady.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, Colorado Pete had on the little green Irish hat, and he tried to reach up and tip it, and he couldn't find the brim. He wasn't used to it. Well, sir, I don't know. Fellow Irishman, I don't know. I kind of want to get my party in here for the Irish tonight. I want them to know that I'm Irish. That is part of me, anyhow. The best part. Yes, sir. Don't fool. I think the Irish is a fine bunch of people myself. I like to stick by them because they're... All right, thank you. Thank you. You know, I don't believe there was a better Irishman living than my father. Yeah, no fooling. Down there in Ashland, Kentucky, he was a fine man, no fool. I'll never forget he was a little hard of hearing. His hearing started going bad on him. And he went to the doctor, and the doctor said to him, now, look, Mr. Higsby, said, do you do a lot of drinking? And Dad said, well, yes, I do. He said, well, you're going to have to stop it, because he said it's affecting your hearing. So about 2 months later, Dad met the doctor on the street, and the doctor said to him, hello, Mr. Higsby, how are you? That's whoop, whoop, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't have to holler at me anymore. I can hear perfectly good. Doctor said, well, that's fine. That's fine. About 2 months later, he met Dad on the street again. Said to him, how do, Mr. Higsby? Dad said, huh? He said, I said, how are you, Mr. Higsby? Dad said, you're going to have to talk a little louder to me. I can't hear you. Doc said, how come? Dad said, well, I decided the stuff that I've been hearing is worse than the stuff that I've been drinking. So, yes, sir. No fooling. I'll never forget now one time in the Army. One time in the Army, we had an Irishman in the Army with us. He was a fine fella. We was a-drilling one time. We was on board of a ship, a-drilling. We had a captain that stuttered. He says, forward march. And we started marching, and there was 23 of us marched overboard before he could say halt. That's right. Well, there we was, a-swinging around down there in the water, and old Pat, he says, I got to do something, so he lowered a lifeboat, and he went down and he started saving us. He'd row up along the side of us, and he'd grab him from a man by the head of the hair and yank him into the boat. He must have saved 15 or 20 of us like that, and all of a sudden he rode up along the side of a bald-headed man. Took one look at him, shoved him down in the water, and said, "Darn you, go down and come up right." I'll never forget. Yes, sir. You know, I'll never forget one time. All right, you Irishmen, thank you, that's all right. Yes, sir. I'll never forget one time, friends, no fooling. I had a friend come over from Ireland, Pat McDougall was his name, and I was working in Chicago at the time, so Pat come up to Chicago to see me. And I was taking him around, showing him the city on top of these 2-deck buses. You know, they got those big 2-deck buses up there in Chicago. And you ride the top deck out in the open. We was riding along there. There was a man and his daughter right in front of us in the seat ahead of us. And this daughter was about 20 years old. The day was kind of chilly and misty. And so finally the man called the conductor over to him and said, "Say," he said, "it's kind of cold up here." He said, "You haven't got an extra Macintosh around here to help keep my daughter warm, have you?" Pat spoke up, said, "If you ain't, here's a McDougall that's willing to do his best," he said. Yes, he got him a job. He got him a job one time right after that, driving a taxi cab, and the first fare that Pat got was an old woman. This old woman seemed to be a little bit scared of being held up. She kept her money in her underskirt, and her little pocket sewed up on her underskirt. You know how old ladies are. Well, they got to the end, got to where the old lady wanted to go. She started fishing around for this pocketbook, you know. She was fishing around, and Pat sat there and watched her for a while. He didn't understand what she was doing. Finally, he said to her, he said, "Lady, when you get through scratching, I'd like to have my fare." He said, "Yeah, well, if you don't mind, I'm going to open things up here wide open now. I'm going to introduce 4 Irishmen to you. It's going to take the roof off the place. No fooling. We don't care because it don't belong to us. Come on up here, Oklahoma Wranglers, right quick, will you? Yeah, here they are, friends." Yes, sir, and they got a little tune here that's called "There's Going to Be Some Changes Made." Fellers, get hot or go home now, will you?
Changing the weather, changing the sea. From now on there'll be a change in me. My walk will be different, my talk and my name. Nothing about me's gonna be the same. I'm gonna change my way of living. That ain't enough. I'll even change the way I strut my stuff. Nobody wants you when you get old and gray. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made. Instead of changing the weather and a change in the sea, from now on you'll find a change in me. Walk will be different and my talk and my name. Nothing about this gonna change my way of living. That ain't enough. I'll even change the way I strut my stuff. Nobody wants a man when he gets old and gray. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made.
Well, friends, that looks like that's the very last of our first half-hour broadcast. We've got a nice little visual show lined up, and we'll be back on the air in a few minutes, at which time your master of the ceremonies will be Charlie Neighbor. Yes, sir. In the meantime, we pause now for station identification.
You're listening to Air Check on WFMU. It's the Brush Creek Follies.
Yes, sirree, and well, folks, we're back in our second half this big St. Patrick's Day, and everybody's just having a dandy time. Some feller up there, way up in the audience, I don't know who it is, Little Bird or Smokey or somebody's throwing down Rocky's hat. They lost it in the melee that followed right after our first stage show. Okay, and now ready to step ahead, and folks, for our opening number, we've really got a humdinger that I know is going to set you back in your seats. It's one done for you by those four enterprising young fellows, the Midland Minstrels. And fellers, while they're all getting set up, I just want to tell the folks that this number here is one that features Bill Gaul on the piano with some of the finest boogie-woogie that you ever heard. And incidentally, the whole gang's going to do some singing on Home on the Range.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Oh, heck, fellas, I don't like this old home. Let's build a new one.
Okay, Eddie, let's do it.
Knock it right.
There we go.
Well, all I can say, minstrels, if that's home on the range, that's a pretty hot place to be. And now, folks, we got another couple little gals down here this evening, been on once before, but they're going to come up here and do another song for you, and because we know you folks all enjoy the tunes. Two little girls this evening dressed in cowboy outfits, and they're really just as pretty and slick as a whistle. Folks, listen to Kitten and Kay as they lay down their old guitars.
Gonna lay down my old guitar. Gonna lay down my old guitar. I wish I could tie it to my side and take it along with me. I'm sick in a lonesome bed. I'm sick in a lonesome bed. there's no one to cry for me. I wandered away so far, don't you see? And there's no one to cry for me. Gonna lay down my old guitar. Gonna lay down my old guitar. I wish I could tie it to my side and take it along with me. You know, lady-dee-dee-ay, lady-dee-dee-oh, lady-ay, lady-oh, lady-ay, lady-dee-dee-oh. You know, lady-ay, lady-oh, lady-ay, lady.
Remember time once more on the Brush Creek Follies, and Rhythm Riders do the honors tonight with a pretty old favorite, Love's Old Sweet Song.
Once in the dear dead days beyond recall, when on the world the mist began to fall, out of the dream that rose in happy throng, lo, to our hearts love sang an old sweet song. And in the dusk where fell the firelight's gleam, softly it wove itself into our dream. Just a song at twilight, when the lights are low, and the flickering shadows softly come and go. Though the heart be weary, sad the day and long, still to us at twilight comes love's old song, comes love's old sweet song.
Thank you a lot there, Penny and Smokey, and we know that everyone enjoyed it. Well, sirree, folks, another tune for the Middle Minstrels coming up now, and it's one of the popular tunes of the day, and one that's real hit with both the old and the young. Frenesy. Fancy Done with a Frenzy by the Lincoln Minstrels. Those four fellas with a real idea of music. Now, folks, just want to remind you, when you come back to the Brush Creek Follies in Ivanhoe Temple next week, and you are coming back, we hope, next week we're going to have a show especially for our rotund friends, guys like Higsby here.
Now, wait a minute, Charlie. Take it easy. I may be a little on the heavy side, yeah.
Yeah, heavy on the side, man. You're a ton in the hoof.
Now, wait a minute, Charlie. I could take time out here to tell the folks about next Saturday night?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we got something special lined up, friends, that I think is going to have more fun than anything that we've ever done in the history of the Brush Creek Follies. Next week, not a man over 250 pounds will be permitted to pay 30 cents admission. He's going to get in free. It's going to be Fat Man's Night. We're going to have scales right out there in the lobby. And we're going to weigh you. And if you weigh over 250, we're going to shove you right on in here and have a lot of fun. It's Fat Man's Night next Saturday night, and the only way you can get in is you've got to weigh 250 pounds or more. Now, here's something else. We're going to have a brand new half-a-ton personality up here on the stage next Saturday night who has just joined the staff of KMBC, and starting next Saturday night, he's going to be with us from now on. And he certainly is going to fit right in with Fat Man's Night, if anybody ever does. And he's going to be on our staff from now on, so come on out and welcome him to the Brush Creek Follies gang. But we ought to have a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get myself 5 or 6 big fat men out here next Saturday night, and I'm going to sort of have a little chorus girls. You know what I mean? We're going to dress them up like chorus girls and have a regular routine dance and everything. Going to have a lot of fun. It's Fat Man's Night. 250 pounds or over, you will be admitted free. When you come into the lobby, you'll step on the scales and get weighed and come right on in. And remember, as usual, the price of admission will be 30 cents for any seat in the house, including all taxes. Now, wait a minute, Rube. Now, cut it out.
Higsby, for once you get in free next Saturday night, don't you?
All right. I don't go over 250 pounds. No fooling.
You don't, huh?
No.
You could.
Well, all right.
Say, it's been a great night for the Irish, though, ain't it, huh?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's give them another hand.
All right. Yeah, that nice big hand for the Irish. Yes, sirree.
Yeah, all in honor of St. Patrick. It's mighty fine.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Say, you know, I'm glad you came out here.
You are.
Cut it out, Rube.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came out here because there's a lot of stories about St. Patrick.
Yeah.
You hear, I don't know a whole lot of stories, but there's one that I never did hear about him, and I want to know if it's true.
Yeah, well, shoot it to me, kid.
All right. Well, St. Patrick's a married man.
Was he married?
Yeah, well, St. Patrick, you never hear anything about his wife.
Let me see. I don't think... Yep, he was married.
He was married?
Yeah, I remember because I recall the story they tell about how his wife was under the impression that he did too much drinking. See?
Oh, I see.
And she was going to fix it.
I see.
So she put on a sheet one night and stepped behind the door, and as he came through, she stepped out in front of him and said, "Hello, I am the devil."
Oh, I see.
Know what he said?
No, what did he say?
He said, "Hello, kid, I'm your brother-in-law. I married your sister."
No. All right, Rube. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry I asked you. Now, here's something else, though.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a little kid, that high, I've always heard the story of St. Patrick. Yes, sir?
Yeah.
That high.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. St. Patrick, he drove all the snakes out of Ireland.
Yeah,
see?
he did. He did.
Now, wait a minute. I think that's just sort of a mythical story myself. I don't think that happened. Did it
don't
really?
think-
I mean, is that what he's really noted for? He actually drove the snakes?
Absolutely, he's noted for it.
You're sure of that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I'm positive. In fact, tell you what I'll do.
What
when
you do?
I die and go to heaven,
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
When you die and go to heaven, you'll ask him.
Yeah.
You're taking an awful chance here. What if he ain't there?
He will be, brother, but if he ain't, you ask him.
Get on out of here, Rupert.
And now the little lady we've all waited for this evening, and here she makes her initial appearance, and one that I know you're all going to enjoy. The tune, Come Down to Earth, My Angel, featuring Judy Allen, our rhythm queen.
Come down to earth, my angel, for I've never learned how to fly. Come down to earth, your heavenly touch could do so much if only you would try. Don't fly away, my angel, for what would my future be worth? Don't ever change, just be an angel, but come down to earth. You seem like a star up in heaven, so lovely but far away. Don't fly away at break of day. Hear what I have to say. Come down to earth, my angel, for I've never learned how to fly. Come down to earth, your heavenly touch could do so much if only you would try. Don't fly away, my angel, for what would my future be worth? Don't ever change, just be an angel, but come down to earth.
Thank you, Miss Judy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our next number this evening, fellers, ladies and gentlemen, fellers, come here, will you? Please, I don't need to have all this interruption. If you're going to talk, come up here and talk. What?
Excuse me, Charlie, we don't mean to interrupt you, but...
Yes?
We just been standing back there arguing about you.
Yes, arguing about me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, how do you mean? How do you mean, fellas?
Well, you know, we just sit back there and listen to you gab all day long.
Yeah. Is that right?
On the air. And when you're on the air, we never take our ear from the loudspeaker.
Every morning at 3:30 we listen to you.
Oh, I'm on at 5:30. But it's sure
5:30.
Yeah, 5:30. Yes, sir.
Boy, you know, I got my ear right to that old radio, Charlie.
Yeah, huh?
Yes, sir, I have.
Oh, boy. That's great. My old buddies, huh? Yes, sir. Sure.
We just sit there.
Yes, that's great. I sure appreciate
we do
all
listen
this.
right there. Right on time we are, every morning.
Oh, listen to me every day, huh?
And when you're on a dinner
gosh.
bell program from 12:15 to 1 o'clock,
Yes?
we're there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy, this is the life. I sure appreciate
right by that old
this.
loudspeaker.
Yes, sir, that's really...
You know, Charlie, did anybody ever tell you you was really wonderful?
Well... Gosh, no.
Well, what makes you think so then?
And now, folks, our Irish tune with Kitten and Kay and your cowboy friend Collar at a feet singing "Wearing of the Green."
Oh, Patty dear, and did you hear the news that's going round? The shamrock is forbid by law to grow an Irish crown. St. Patrick's Day no more will keep, his colors can't be seen. For there's a bloody law again, the wearing of the green. I met with Napper Tandy, and he took me by the hand, and he said, how's poor old Ireland, and how does she stand? She's the most distressful country that ever you have seen. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. Oh, Patty dear, and did you hear the news that's going round? The shamrock is forbid by law to grow on Irish ground. St. Patrick's Day no more will keep, his colors can't be seen. For there's a bloody law again, the wearing of the green. I met with Napper Tandy, and he took me by the hand. He said, how's poor old Ireland, and how does she stand? She's the most distressful country that ever you have seen. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green.
Talk about the wearing of the
Uncle
green. Kitten and Kay and Cowboy.
Uncle Charlie!
Here goes my money. I can tell that. What do you want, Mary?
Come over here where I'm at today, too.
Oh,
I got
darn
some
it
for
anyhow.
you.
Every Saturday night I no more and get set on a good
Come here.
Excuse me.
Come over here where I'm at today.
Now, what do you want?
I want you.
Now, what? The cleaners aren't here after the money, are they?
No.
Well, I don't owe any bills, do I?
No, but I want to go out there with you.
Again?
Yes, sir.
No toys?
No toys.
All right. Nothing. You haven't got anything to prove.
I'm going with you.
Well,
okay, here we go.
you don't look good, but come on. Oh, my life. It's your business. Every Saturday night you come out here all dolled up in that dress. I don't know who took the tuck in it, but it's tuck.
You told that right.
Yes. This is St. Patrick's night down here tonight. You don't look green to me.
I know it. You want to see my shamrock, Uncle Charlie?
Your shamrock?
Yeah.
What do you mean shamrock, Mary? That's no shamrock. That looks like an ordinary house brick to me.
Tain't either. It's Irish.
Well, it may be Irish. It isn't a piece of the old Blarney Stone, is it?
No, I'll give you a hint.
All right.
What do they throw at parties?
Huh? No, you don't have to ask that right out here, Mary.
Well, what is it they throw with their hands?
Oh, you mean serpentines?
No, not at a St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Oh, confetti! Confetti! Confetti?
No.
Oh, it has to be confetti, doesn't it?
No.
Huh?
This and shamrocks is about the same thing, oh.
Why?
'Cause that's what they toss around.
Well, I'll have to admit the Irishmen are that way, but Mary, shamrocks and Irish confetti, if that's what you're going to call that thing, aren't the same thing.
What is it then?
Well, a shamrock is sort of a wire frame cloth. You know, it's sort of, it sort of goes like that.
I know what you mean.
Huh?
I know what you mean.
What?
It's a bustle.
No, not a bustle, Mary. No.
Bet you it is.
No, it isn't a bustle.
Bet you it is.
A bustle, Mary, is something that, well, women wear to, well, they may wear it to make them look more streamlined.
Mama wears one.
She does not.
Mama wears one.
She does. I mean, how do you know she does?
Well, every time she sees you coming,
Yes.
she says, "Here comes your Uncle Charlie. Better get a bustle on."
Oh, well.
But she never puts it on.
She never, well.
Never puts it on.
All right, well, that's better. Let's talk about something else. Let's forget about this bustle business.
Huh?
Let's talk about something else. How are you and the little boy next door getting along, Mary?
You mean that nasty little boy?
Yeah, that one that lives next door.
Next door.
Uh-huh.
You know what happened today?
No, what happened?
You want to know what happened today?
What?
I was walking down the street.
Yes?
Just walking along.
Yes?
Carrying my shamrock.
Yes, I said.
Well,
and what happened?
He come up to me, and he wanted to kiss me.
He wanted to kiss you. Did you let him?
Huh?
Did you let him?
No. I tell you what.
Yes?
You be the little boy, and I'll be me.
I'm the little boy who wants to get kiss you, huh?
Yeah. All right.
All right, Mary.
Here I come down the street.
All right.
Flippity-clop.
All
Knocking
right.
them off.
Yeah, all
Coming
right.
down the street. Okay. So you want to kiss me?
All right. Hello, little girl. Give me a kiss.
Huh?
Say, hello, little girl. Give me a kiss.
Go on. Build it up, Uncle Charlie.
Well, what do you want me to say?
Give me the stuff, McGuff.
Well,
Go on.
Well, what'll I say, Mary?
You mean you don't know how to ask a little girl for a kiss?
Well, I just did, didn't I? I said, give me a kiss.
Oh, ain't that too sweet? They wouldn't fall for that line. Give me a kiss. Ain't a kiss worth nothing to you, Uncle Charlie?
Well,
Ain't it?
yes, of course it is, Mary, but...
Well, work for it then. Come on. Let's do it again.
All right.
Here I come down the street. I'm fluffing them off.
All right. Hello, little girl. Hello, little girl.
Huh?
Give me a big kiss.
Huh? Just give me a kiss. Honest, Uncle Charlie, I think I've seen everything now. No talk.
No.
No woo.
No.
Just give me a kiss, that's all you say.
Well, for a little girl your age, Mary, I guess that just about sums it all up. Well, where are you going now?
Huh?
Where are you going now?
I just hit a gentleman with this brick,
Yes?
and I'm going to apologize.
Oh, what gentleman, Mary?
That little boy next door, when it comes to pitch and woo, boy, he's a killer.
All right, little Mary. Thanks a lot to you tonight. And now, where are those Lone Star Buckaroos, those Oklahoma Wranglers? Come on over here, fellers. Here they come. Fellers, just get right on over here on the microphone around here someplace, and let's ramp and rive on a good old tune. What's you going to be, Skeeter?
Joe Clark.
Yeah,
I went down to see Joe Clark, ain't going there no more. He slept on the feather bed and I slept on the floor. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, rock away I say. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, I'm gonna leave today. I went down to see Joe Clark, he was sick in bed. Run my finger down his throat and pull out a chicken head. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, rock away I say. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, I'm gonna leave today. Oh, fill up the storm. I went down to see Joe Clark, he was sick in bed. Run my fiddle bow down his neck and jerked out a chicken head. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, rock away I say. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, I'm gonna leave today. Now old Joe's got a house 16 stories high. Every story in that house made of chicken pie. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, rock away I say. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, I'm gonna leave today. Oh, get them Joes now, boy. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, rock away I say. Rock away there, old Joe Clark, I'm gonna leave today. Oh, yeah.
If you look and holler, we will do some more. So come on along with the Brush Creek Gang. The show has just begun. So grab your seats and pack your feet and crank your rhythm with the Brush Creek Follies show.
Yes, sir, and that winds up our big Brush Creek Follies out here this evening, folks. Certainly hope each and every one of you enjoyed it. If you come back next Saturday night, bring your neighbors and friends for a big time at Ivanhoe Temple with the Brush Creek Follies Gang from KMBC. And now until next Saturday, Charlie Neighbors saying good night.